speaker. Okay, first of all, so my name is Garima. I handle content marketing at Lead Group. I have with me Rohit, who also is a part of the marketing team. Thank you, Rohit, for joining. Now, so we have a very esteemed guest with us who's taking the webinar today, Madhav Vyas, as you all know. So we are delighted to welcome Madhav Vyas who is the coding curriculum expert at Lead Group, to today's webinar on building smarter classrooms, how AI can transform your school today. With over 13 years of experience across IT and education, Madhav brings a rare blend of industry expertise and academic insight. He began his career at Wipro as an analyst before moving into academia as an assistant professor at leading engineering institutes in Mumbai, including the Dhyandev Yashwantrao Patil Institute, which is famously known as the D.Y. Patil Institute. Driven by his passion to bridge the gap between theory and real world practice, he also founded a training organization that helps undergraduates develop practical job ready skills. Since 2020, Madhav has been at the forefront of EdTech innovation, designing and implementing coding programs across India and the US. At Lead Group, he plays a key role in shaping 21st century coding and AI integrated curricula, helping schools empower students with future ready skills. Madhav holds a master's in engineering, is an IST QB certified software tester, and has presented research at international conferences on coding education outcomes. Please join me in welcoming Madhav Vyas, a passionate educator and visionary leader reshaping how technology and AI can build smarter classrooms for your schools today. A very, very warm welcome to you, Madhav. Thank you so much for joining in, and we are all very excited to learn from you. Please, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Garima, for such a warm welcome. And good morning once again to all the participants who have taken out an hour on a weekend to join a session on upskilling themselves on AI. Like Garima said, I've always been very excited about interacting on the academia front with teacher students. Today's session, I'm sure that you all are going to have a great takeaway for yourself, for your school, uh, with respect to technology and AI. So, without wasting further time, let's start today's session. Uh, a quick input for all of you that will help you get the best out of today's session. Uh, Today's session will be having a lot of polls and Q&As and questions in which I will expect response from you through the chat window. These questions will make you think, make you reflect on what do you want for your schools. So please participate extensively. It will widen your horizon on how you think AI can transform your schools. So the more you participate, the more confident you will be by the end of this session. All right. So let's start today's session. That's on AI, on how AI can transform your schools. Uh, at first, I would like you to ponder, reflect on this image, and tell me what does this image reflect to you? According to you, what does this image convey? I would like to know your responses in the chat window. We will wait here for 10 seconds. Would like to know what does this image depict? Okay, multi-role of an educator, multitasking. Okay, created using Gen AI, multitasking by teacher, multiple roles of an educator. Okay, fear-free learning, great. Multitasking of teachers, happy students, well noted. Diverse strength and engagement technique, files turn to single device use, multitasking, great. So all of you are right there. This basically depicts, an Indian teacher, or for that matter, any teacher in school who is expected to carry tons of responsibilities on their shoulder, be it preparing for the lessons, be it delivering in a class, be it making the class fun and engaging, at the same time ensuring that all students are able to understand what has been delivered. And yeah, so at a broad level, this depicts that teachers are expected to do a lot of things, and with the fast moving world, the expectations keep rising. So we expect teachers to do a lot of things, and at the same time, at times we fail to appreciate or recognize the effort it takes for a teacher to deliver great learning outcomes and build the future of our country. So, at the beginning of this session, I would first of all like to share my deepest gratitude to all the teachers, all principals, owners who are in this session, that you carry immense responsibility. And with technology coming into schools, and with more and more expectations rising, you all are doing a fantastic job. And with joining today's session, I'm sure you have taken a step ahead, but it will definitely make your lives much more easier, right? And on a lighter note, if somebody would have noticed that this file is not in teacher's hand, it's just flying above. So that was a glitch in AI that it generated the first such image, but I let it be there in case somebody notices that. All right. So let's move to the next part of my today's session, where I would like to ask you, do you think AI can replace teachers? And if yes, in what aspect? Okay, I'm seeing some responses. Some people say no, some people say yes. Someone has very strictly said no, never. Okay, so I believe that and with all the experiments happening around world, AI can never replace the teachers. That is for sure. But however, AI that can transform the education, can be a tool that can support teachers to delivering better class learning outcomes. And for that, we need to understand that why do schools really need AI, and how can it transform the education? So while we say that it cannot replace teachers, that is absolutely right. But then why do schools need AI, and how can it transform? So for this, first of all, I would like to tell you that AI can definitely improve the efficiency. It can improve efficiency of a teacher in the variety of roles that we expect them to do. We saw it in the first image. It can help in improving the learning experience. How do we make it more engaging, more personalized? And at the same time, that will lead the schools to have better student outcomes. So with AI, we can achieve all of this. And how AI can exactly do this, that is what we're going to see in today's session. So we will see how AI can be beneficial to schools in what all aspects. We will see how do you master prompt engineering to work better with AI tools. And then I'll show you some of the specialized AI tools, which are very, very helpful for any schools, be it in any form of role, be it a teacher, be it an owner or a principal. It is definitely going to help all of them. So let's start with understanding how AI is going to be helpful in schools, in which all areas. Now, before I tell you that which are the three key areas of which are the three key areas where AI can help. I would also like you to start thinking parallelly according to you, which are some of the areas where AI may be helpful. Okay, I'll give you 10 seconds for that. Think about your day-to-day responsibilities where you feel AI should be helpful. Or you may have had a thought while joining this session that I do so and so work, and I think I would like to know if AI can be helpful in this area. Let's take 10 seconds to reflect on that, and then I'll show you what are three key areas where AI can be of immense help. Okay, another 5 seconds. I hope you all are reflecting, thinking where can AI help you. Great, let's see them. So first of all, AI can definitely help you in better classroom preparation with providing you multiple resources at hand and in a very easy to understand manner. We will see exactly how it works, but at a broad level, it can help you with class preparation. It can help you in teaching, improving the learning experience in the classroom. And of course, as we know, there's a lot of background work and other activities that teachers, take the responsibility for, which is the administration work. Again, AI can be very helpful in this area. Now, According to you, in which area do you think AI will be most beneficial? So we will be launching a poll now. You can see that on your screen. And here's a poll live, which asks you, in which area do you think AI will be most beneficial to you? It can be a very personal choice where you feel that this is an area where I feel I need the most help with. Classroom preparation, teaching, administration, research. Okay, so I see a lot of responses here. We will wait another 10 seconds for all to give their inputs. So I see classroom preparation and teaching leading the race right now, the areas where all think that AI will be most helpful. Okay, great. So here's the response that I've got. Teaching uh, is the most sought after field classroom. I think the classroom experience teaching, where teachers feel that it can immensely help. Next is classroom preparation. Then it's research, followed by administration. And I'm glad that everybody is super focused on improving uh, the area where they can make the most impact, that is teaching. So that really shows the intent with which all of you have joined the session. And I'm very glad to see this as a response. Though all the answers were absolutely right, and like I said, it's a personal choice in which areas do you think you need most help with AI. Right. So now let's understand what are the key skills that you need to be better at classroom preparation, teaching, and administration if you want to leverage AI. So there are just two simple things that you need to have. One is a good digital literacy, good understanding of how to use, internet, computer, and second is your clear thinking and writing ability. That's it. That's it. What you need in today's time to be able to leverage AI, right? And with this, how you can transform your preparation, teaching, your admin responsibilities. I will show each one of that step by step very clearly to you. But this is for everyone who have joined the session. In case you had any apprehension that I have never worked with technology much, or I don't come from a computer science background, how will I leverage AI? The truth is that anyone can leverage AI as long as they are very clear in terms of thinking and articulating that into clear word sentences, giving very clear instructions to AI. Right? Okay. So, but the question is how to implement AI now with these skills that I just mentioned, digital literacy and writing. How do I actually implement AI in my school? So for which I will show you a great prompt engineering technique which will help you master how to work with AI. So what is prompt? What is its engineering? We will see all of that. But just before that, I would like to know, how do you currently use AI in your schoolwork? So here's a poll on your screen right now. I would like you to respond to it in the next 20 seconds. How do you currently use AI in your schoolwork? Do you use it for generating ideas, fixing any language related work, writing emails? If there's anything else, you can select that option and mention in the chat. I would love to read that. If there are some creative ways in which you have already been using AI, I would like to learn from you. Great. So I see great a number of people sharing that they use AI for generating ideas, which is great to hear. Writing emails, fixing language is something else, and a few of them have mentioned that they use it for something else. I would like to know in the chat window how do they use it. We'll wait another 5 seconds if more people would want to share their thoughts on this. Great. So clearly a winner, generating ideas. I see that people love using AI to generate ideas, and that's a great thing to know. Anybody who would like to share in chat, how do they use it? Okay, for generating lesson plans, for preparing script, for SLC, I think that is for student-led championship. So it must be one of our lead school teachers. Great. So very happy to know that how, some of you have already been using AI. Let me show you how we can actually, leverage the full potential. of generative AI, which gives us the capability of generating outcome based on the inputs that we give. So first, most important thing that AI basically works on the instructions that we give, right? I would like you all to actually open ChatGPT at this point of time and just paste this text that you see in ChatGPT window. Guide me how to use AI in my school. Let's take 10 seconds. I would like all of you to actually uh, paste that text in ChatGPT window.
Okay, yeah, Madhav, I am also trying. So we had to write, guide me how to use AI in my school, right?
Yeah, right, right.
AI in my school. Okay.
Let's wait till a few people are able to generate some response. Okay. People, I'm looking forward if you would have already started using it. Would like to know from you in which areas have you been using? What is the response that you're getting? How do you how is AI guiding you to use AI in your school? Just keep that with you. I'm giving you another text right now to share. Now here is a text I will share with you. I want you to copy this text in the ChatGPT window and now see the response. Okay. Open a fresh chat in ChatGPT window and type this text. I'll share it with you. Assume the role of an AI expert, stating the objective to act as a mentor and help teachers practically upskill in AI. And then the text which clearly explains the possibilities with AI, different tools that can be used in teaching related, operational related tasks, and any other tool that will be useful. And we again are again instructing AI to ensure that the response is clear, simple, and easy to follow for any teacher, irrespective of their educational background. Okay. Let me just share this text with you quickly.
I'm just pasting it in the chat box.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, done.
Okay. All right. Let's see what is the response people are getting here. All right. Coming back to my screen. Okay. All right. So I hope every one of you would have at least tried running this text. You would have pasted this in ChatGPT window and would have got some response. I would like to know from you what difference did you notice between the inputs and the outputs? I gave you two different texts to be pasted in ChatGPT window. What was the difference in both the text input that I shared with you? And what difference did you notice in the output that you got based from each of those inputs? You can let me know in the chat window. Okay. I'm sure that at least some of you would have tried that. One key difference, of course, is in the detailing of both the inputs. The first one was very brief, second one was detailed. Okay, quick response, yes. What did you observe about the second input that I gave you? The second input that we gave to ChatGPT, it was very specific, right? Very specific for teachers. Okay. So the key difference in both of them was actually that the second one that we just saw uh, had a clear understanding to be that was to be given to AI. So this text actually told AI that it has to assume a role of an AI expert and give it some background on what sort of an AI expert, which specializes in educating and upskilling school teachers in AI, right? So this was the role assigned. Then an objective was stated that what is AI supposed to do? It needs to act as a mentor and help teachers upskill in AI. Then a list of tasks were given to it that you should clearly explain possibilities, different tools in teaching, operational use, and any other tool that will be useful. And at the end, it was given a message to ensure that the what kind of response is expected, right? So again, some more context was given that it should be clear, simple, and easy for any teacher, irrespective of their background. So you see that the information flowed from a very high level of assigning it a role to giving it an objective to listing down the task that it is supposed to do. And at the end, again, giving it more context on what is the kind of response that is expected, right? With this, the kind of output that you would have got would have been very significantly different. It would have given you much more details, assuming the background that teachers are coming from, and the output would have been very, very rich. Now, this text that you just gave to ChatGPT is basically called a prompt, technically. So, in the field of AI, any input that you give to AI tools, it is called prompt. What you just gave as an input with a clear structure of defining, role, objective, list of tasks, and ensuring it meets so and so response. It's called a prompt framework. So, there is a technique that you've just seen, which is called a prompt framework. I'll show you exactly what it is. And now let's do one more thing. Uh, Add another input or another prompt to the ChatGPT window, depending on the subject that you teach. Tell ChatGPT to generate this response for a teacher who teaches, let's say, science or maths or coding, depending on the subject that you teach, or for that matter, English or any other subject, even if it's sports. If you're into sports, write about it. That generate a plan for me, assuming that I teach science, maths, whatever is the subject, and see the response. Okay. So I believe you would have got some more refined response. So what you've just done is that you have given it a input, which is called as prompt. So you've learned what is a prompt basically. When you refine that prompt into a structured, information where you clearly define the role that it has to assume, the objective, the list of tasks, and what it needs to ensure, you have actually implemented a prompting framework. So, which will ensure that ChatGPT has full context, or for that matter, any AI tool that you use has full context on what is to be done and how it is to be done. Right now, when you again give it a response, again give it an input, asking it to further make it more contextual with respect to your subject, it is known as chain of thoughts prompting technique. So, wherein you are not satisfied with the first response, and you give it more input, more context to make it more personalized for yourself. And by the way, here's a tip for all. AI will never be able to give you a great response in the very first attempt. Any final response or the best quality response from which we should further start working on is only possible through chain of thoughts prompting technique. You obviously need to give it multiple, prompting to make it more and more contextualized. But those series of prompts can be reduced if your framework is very solid. So for that, you need to understand, you need to clearly think, what do I need? What role do I need to give it? What are the list of things that I want it to achieve and how? So you're basically engineering your thoughts, you're converting into a framework of role, and then you are finally running it through a series of prompts to further keep refining the output that you want, right? And on that note, let's explore some more capabilities of AI. I would like you to now give it some instructions, some inputs on how do we create a lesson plan, how do we create assessments, how do we simplify concepts, how do we create work-related documents, how do we analyze student data on worksheets, and how do we create a parent-teach meet flyer brief. So, and beyond that, anything else that you would like to try. Just try to fit in, these objectives into the framework that I've just given you. Okay. Let me also share my screen and take one such example from this. So let's say I want to now work on assessments. So I'm basically just taking that prompt. I am pasting it in my chat GPT window. This is the framework that I've just taken. And let's say, first of all, I want to define the objective more clearly for the teacher. So I will say, assume, let's say I want to work on assessments front. So I will say, assume the role of an AI expert who specializes in creating assessments for school students using AI. Your objective is, let's say, because I'm working on assessments, so I will say, create assessments for, let's say, the topic fundamentals of generative AI for grade 5 students. Okay. Now I've stated the objective also. Now I want to explain the requirement clearly. Okay. So for over here, what I can do is I will say, you should create assessments uh, for all rigor level, lots, mods, and hots with the following guidelines. So I'm giving it a list of things to be done. First is create total, uh, let's say 15 questions. Next, I'm saying each rigor level should have 5 questions. Next, I can say also show me how it aligns with the Bloom's taxonomy for student evaluation. All right. So these are some inputs that I'm giving it. And let's say I will say ensure the assessments questions are clear to follow. There is no ambiguity in them. Uh, well suited for students from from a, let's say, tier 3 city in India who has never worked with AI in the past and has just attended a basic introductory session on AI. So this I'm just making up on spot right now. Let's see what it generates. So it has first of all understood that how many questions do I need, which category, uh, how does it align with Bloom's taxonomy, and which question at which level, lots, mods, and HOTS, that is higher order thinking skills. Right, and it is again further asking for some suggestions. Okay. So this is one such case which we have just seen right now. There are many such possibilities that can be achieved. And for that, let's go back to the screen. So I just took assessment as one of the case. What we can also do is we can easily use it to simplify concepts. We can use it to create work related documents. We can use it to analyze student data. For example, if I'm working on some exam related data, I may give it a similar prompt that assume you are an expert on worksheets on Google Sheets and you are able to assess student data, you understand formulas. So this is the list of student data, or these are the columns that I'm giving. What should be the formula that I use for analyzing students' marks and who has topped and uh, what is the maximum marks range in which most of the students lie. Again, you can also use it for parent teacher meet flyer brief and anything else that comes to your mind. So this is one such case, and I would like to know from you if you've tried anything from all these concepts or any thoughts that you have from what I've shown you. Anything that you would like to share in the chat window quickly? I'm just reading a response. I've been using Gemini and Copilot, not much a bit. Found Gemini a bit better. Yeah, so there are other alternatives also to ChatGPT, Gemini and Copilot, rightly said. What I've experienced is Gemini is better for image generation. I prefer using that. For other creative tasks and all, I prefer using ChatGPT. Again, Copilot is great, and especially if I'm using for something more technically advanced or coding related stuff, I prefer Copilot in that sense. Okay, so yeah, we need to understand the requirement, and based on that, we should keep experimenting. And as these models also keep evolving, you will always be surprised. Some other model seems to be doing better than the last week's experiments. Okay, someone tried generating anecdotal report. We'll wait for another 10 seconds. I would like to know from you if you've tried any of these things right now. Anything that you've tried it for the first time, you've never used it in the past. I'm sure lesson plan a lot of you would have tried. Anything else that you would have tried now that I give you a demo? And what's your thought on that? All right. Fine. So seems like everybody has experimented on different applications right now, and we'll come back to it on how do you leverage this as a capability to work with some of the most advanced tools which are very specific to teachers, schools. How do you leverage that? So we've just used a framework to basically get the best out of ChatGPT, and this is another quick example on how do you uh, use a framework like role, where you define a role, objective, list the details, and ask it to ensure that the response is appropriate on based on your target audience or on the nature of work that you're doing. So always remember to follow this framework for generating any kind of data, whether it's assessment, lesson plan. Here's a quick tip for you. Within the ChatGPT window again, you have this option of within settings, personalization, where again you can give it specific and custom instructions on what kind of response do you expect, who are you, where do you come from, what is your expectation out of it. So these kind of inputs again you can give it to always ensure that it understands that if you're a teacher, what kind of response or what kind of tone do you expect, and for whom you are working. Let's say if you're a primary grade teacher, again you mention that in the details, and it further personalizes the output for you. Okay. Now here's a poll for all of you. Which AI application do you think would benefit the most for educators? We have seen a few samples. I just created assessments. I saw that many of you had mentioned about lesson plans. Which area do you think it is going to help you immensely? And again, it can be a personal choice. If you think you're already great at lesson plans, you already have a good set of lesson plans, you don't want to invest time there. Rather, if you would want to upskill yourselves or ensure that some data analysis task, if it comes to you, you would like to leverage it there. If you would like to make your concept simply simple and fun. Wonderful. I see simplifying and making the concepts fun is leading the chart right now. A lot of people feel that they would like to use AI for simplifying the concepts, making it fun. A good number of teachers or I think participants here are also saying that for brainstorming on daily school activities and generating assessments is another key area. So we'll wait another 5 seconds and end the poll here. Okay, so a good number of people have responded already here. Uh, okay, so yeah, simplifying concepts and making it fun seems to be clearly the most preferred choice right now among all the participants. And I'm glad because I'm going to show you some amazing tools which is going to help you with that. Uh, so now let's explore some of the top AI tools for schools. At first, I will talk about how AI can be used in class preparation. What are some of the tools? So we've just seen ChatGPT for generating assessment. Similarly, we can also use Gemini for also creating personalized lesson plans. Let me show you that and also pass the link to you. So I've given you the link in the chat box, Gemini. Where I prefer it particularly is if I have to generate images for any such topic. So, for example, I may say generate an image to for my presentation on Newton's, let's say, third law. So I may use it basically for generating some content that I can use it in my classroom presentation, and it has immediately generated something. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. I prefer Gemini. I love Gemini for this because there is no cap on the number of images and the quality of images that it generates quickly. And likewise, I can again use the same prompting framework here as well to generate the assessments, or for that matter, any other lesson plan. Okay. Next tool I would like to showcase is Notebook LM, which is very powerful tool. It basically is used in researching and note summarization. It is very useful for both your preparation and simplifying lessons. Let me show how it works. I hope you can see my screen where I've opened a Notebook LM tool.
Yes.
Okay. So I've given the link in the chat box. Would request you all to also open it on your systems. And it basically is a research and thinking partner. So you can try it for any such thing. You can either upload some sources and ask it to, summarize. You can get instant insights if you give it a link. Uh, and it can generate answer. Also, at the same time, it can give you an audio overview that can turn all your documents that you've given into a great audio file, which if people prefer, learning through audio visuals, that is a great tool. You can quickly try this. I will say try Notebook LM, and let's say I want to create a new notebook. I can either choose to give it some source, like a file which I wanted to, basically read and understand, create something about it, or I can also give it some instruction over here based on whatever I wanted to generate. So depends on what I want it to perform. It basically eases out your efforts into reading anything and then trying to understand, creating notes out of it. All of that can be done with a single click. Okay. Let me show you one such example that I had done. Back with me. Okay. So I had asked it to tell me what is, Newton's third law and what are some of the misconceptions that students may have around it. So as soon as I gave it, it generated this text. It basically searched over internet all video text files associated with it, and immediately generated an outcome around it. Now it is up to me if I want to use this to generate an audio overview, or if I want to basically create a mind map out of it or any other thing. And I just need to select that and basically add my note over here that I want to see this information in Newton's law in form of mind map. And it has started actioning on that. It is generating the content overall over on this side, and on the right hand side, it has generated a mind map. So how do you want to teach this? So if you want to teach this, teach the core principles and concepts, real world examples. What are some areas where students find it difficult? Uh, and then some educational activities and tools. So this is a great tool if you would want to save your time into researching about any topic, understanding it very quickly, and being better prepared in less amount of time. So Notebook LM is your go-to tool for your preparation. Uh, okay. Next is AI and teaching. Now I would like to show a couple of cool tools here, which is going to be very helpful for you. One is Diffit, which we are going to see now. It basically helps you generate differentiated instructions. It is going to be very helpful when you're uh, working on creating worksheets for different types of learners. If you are in a session already, and if you have access to this tool, you can immediately generate different versions of the same concepts. So that's the USP of this tool. So it is basically saying it is making learning accessible to all, where teachers use it to create and adapt instructional materials for diverse classrooms. So I would say more of personalized learning. So you can again use it. I am giving you the link here in the chat box. Let's try it out. So it can generate anything for you, whether it is books, text, PDF, or any other thing. You just need to give it context that let's say I want the language to be in English. I am generating this, let's say for fifth grade. And here are different standards according to which it can generate. A lot of them are premium features, paid features, but the free one which is available is depth of knowledge. Okay. So I've just said that, and I will say I want explain the concept of gravity to, let me change the grade here, grade 2, the who comes from a remote village of India. So key differentiator here is that in ChatGPT, you can again achieve this, but you will have to give it a lot of details. Your prompt has to be exactly there, and it will then again accordingly generate response for you based on that. Here, the model is very well trained, so it has already been defined categories which grade what type of learning standards do you want your content to be mapped to. And the biggest part is that I gave it just one line of input. What is the topic for which and for what background? And you can see that it has generated a reading summary for me. Uh, it has generated a vocabulary document also, which again, if you, I'll have to, get into it, create an account, and it provides you some free credits definitely, but I've exhausted all of them. But just giving you a quick overview, it allows you to create vocabulary from that chapter. It allows you to have multiple choice questions ready for assessments, some short answer questions, a think, pair, share activity, and at the end, there is a draw and explain activity. So all of this is coming with just one line of instruction because the tool is already well modeled to generate these kind of outcomes based on just a single line of input. If you work with ChatGPT for the same thing, you will have to, of course, give it a lot of details and it will take more time. So that's the speciality of Diffit, that it can generate things for anyone. Again, you have options on modifying reading, changing the activity. All these cool features are provided with its premium account. Next, another very interesting tool which Google has just recently released for personalized learning is Learn Your Way. So let me share the link with you. I'm very excited to share this with you, the capabilities of this tool. This has been created before you start experimenting. Let me just take 10 seconds here. This has been particularly created to give a personalized learning experience in a live classroom. So if you have access to this tool and if you upload any of the book PDFs or any learning materials that you are using, and if students also have access to the tool, they can generate content according to the way that they want. When I say this, for example, if you're teaching a concept of, let's say, gravity to all 30 students in a class, let's say five of them are not really keen into studies or they're not really great at physics and other aspects of science, but they're super interested into sports. So what if I explain the concept of gravity, taking an example of, let's say, basketball or cricket or any other sports activity? Will they be engaged? Will they be hooked? Yes, of course. When you show them that even in sports this is applicable, this is how this principle works, they will naturally be more hooked to learning it, to explore more about it, and that capability you get through this tool. So let's try it out quickly. For example, I have given you the link already now, but let me pick one topic I think uh, may be interesting for all. Let's say atoms and molecules. And this is just a template, by the way, for you to quickly understand. You can get into the tool and get more insights. Let's say this is for some high schooler who likes, let's say, basketball. I select this option and it is generating a personalized study material. So the teachers can, have access to it and show various versions of the same topic to create interest for all. So it's giving some explanation at first, and then it gets deeper into it. And while they learn about it, they will have more activities coming which will be more aligned towards a specific objective that we have taken. So for example, interest is in sports. That is the input that it has taken, and accordingly it starts generating the text for it. You can also use a slides and narration format immediately. If not sure if you can hear the audio. Okay. Just taking a step back. Similarly, you can also try it on your own. You can either upload a PDF and see how it works for you. Here is a small video also that they've given. So let's say someone is Someone has an access to Newton's third law PDF, which they're going to teach in today's class. You select the grade, you select the interest of the students, and it generates an immersive text immediately. So here's how it's taken Newton's third law of motion with respect to a skating activity. So that's the biggest benefit of this tool. Right now, it's open for all. You should definitely try this in your classrooms. It's going to be a great fun experience. This is one of the most recent tool that Google has launched. And then there is another tool which can help you in teaching, that is Send Steps. So this tool is essentially for generating quick presentations. Just need to give it some ideas. Of course, again, it's a paid tool. I will say, okay, I think today it's Newton's third law of motion is my favorite topic. So I can just give it that brief, and it will ask me whether I need a presentation or a quiz. Newton's third law of motion for grade 5. And it can immediately generate that. It'll ask me for a preferred language. Number of slides, I say it's fine, 7, and can have interactive questions. I'll say write it for, let's say, elementary school. Tone of voice, let's say I want to make it humorous. Okay, and it is asking me what is the title that I need, and it can immediately generate PPT. So you will see that it will start generating the PPT on the left side. So this tool link I've already given to you. I would like all of you to try this out more in depth at the end of the session. And while we all know that AI exists there, it has immense potential. A lot of tools are very specific to the nature of problem, and if you know them how to leverage well, uh, you can immensely derive great benefits. Not only you will be better prepared, you will have more examples to make learning fun and engaging, but you will also have students who end up learning more better and are able to retain the information much more better. Okay. So you can see it has generated the presentation very quickly. Though it looks like a basic one right now, but you have to keep refining it and then you can obviously get better at it. Remember the role framework that we have learned. It will always help you to have a better response if you give it that clarity. Then couple of tools which you can use in administrative tasks. One is Canva, where you can use it to create flyers, or it is also helpful in generating a lot of other things. There is Canva AI for you. You can use it to create student activities, presentations, flyers, or any such thing. Let's say I want a flyer for parent teacher meeting scheduled on October. So this is one such tool which you can leverage for your day-to-day task. Again, Canva is getting into AI, so you can see a lot of other options like classwork projects, all of that. But primarily, it was to generate media-related stuff, and because ultimately everyone realizes that education is one such area where AI can be leveraged the most, and that's how all the tools eventually are getting into generating lesson plans, content, all of that. You see some couple of cool options it has generated within seconds. And second tool is of course ChatGPT. I use this often to work with AI to brainstorm on some ideas that I may have. For example, if I am let's say planning an event in my school, what do I need to do for it? So, for example, I say it, I am planning an event in my school for science exhibition. How do I plan it? I'll just ask it. Can immediately start generating idea. I'm sure a lot of you are already doing it. Let me give you a bonus tip here. You can in fact ask it to give you an ideal prompt. So give me an ideal prompt to generate ideas for science exhibitions, and also ask me questions that will help to refine the prompt. So that's an Uno reverse for people who play Uno cards. You are not now spending time. You have saved your efforts and time into thinking how do you want to write the prompt. You have asked AI to generate a prompt for me for this activity. And because of course it requires some brainstorming, so that activity also I've given it to AI. Give me questions that I should answer to help you create better prompt. So it has come up with these inputs. Once I give it answer, it will help me generate better ideas. Right. Another important tool that I want to show you is ChatGPT Zero. This is particularly going to be helpful for teachers who feel that they have some online assessments, assignments, and students seem to generate directly from AI without really thinking about it. So this is one such tool you can use to paste any text, and it will start checking whether it's generated from ChatGPT, Gemini, or any other tool. Again, a paid tool, but good to start with, good to explore. If your school is into research and you give assignments to students with some original ideas, you want to see if they have really thought about it or it's just AI generated. Okay. Now let me know which is the one AI tool that you feel you would like to try it in your school. We are nearing the end of today's session. In the next 10 minutes, we will wrap it up. I'll give a bonus tip for all the school owners, principals, and teachers on how do you start using it in your school immediately. So let me know in the chat window quickly what are some of the tools that you feel you will start using. Canva, ChatGPT, okay. Grok, all right. I feel somebody already is using Grok. I have not covered that in today's session. There are plenty of it. Gemini, okay. ChatGPT, Canva. Uh, Just curious. Okay, I just got the first response. Learn your way. I was curious if people would say learn your way or notebook LM. Great, but of course it depends on what is your need. How do you want to leverage? But Google's Learn Your Way is one such tool I would definitely want you all to explore in Notebook LM, apart from ChatGPT and Canva, of course. So these two tools will give you much better insights and will be way ahead of the rest of the schools if you are able to use it rightly. Now, here is a key tip for all education leaders. We have seen so many AI tools, and of course, we should decide then what should we work on first. So the key tip for you is that focus on your priority needs. What do you want your schools to start using it first? And if you can afford a premium version of a tool, or if you are at a initial stage, would you want them to use a free tool and for what purpose? So accordingly, introduce those tools. You may very well start with ChatGPT and Canva for first, but then subsequently, I would encourage you all to try some advanced tools like Notebook LM and Learn Your Way that Google has just released. It is accessible to all. So you should definitely take the most benefit out of it, right? A quick framework on how to implement these, any tool that you want to be successfully implemented in your school. First of all, of course, prioritize, understand what your teachers need, then do a pilot, create, group of teachers, and then do some experiments and then start promoting it. Let's see how we can achieve this one at a time. First of all, you set prioritization area for you. For example, if you feel that your school is more focused on making assessments much more deeper, advanced for, let's say, some students who are great at doing things and you don't have an assessment generator tool in your school, then maybe you will say that I want to focus on creating assessments through AI. And which tool I want to use it? Again, we have seen plenty of them. You can experiment and then see which works best for you, right? Second is pilot it. So you would obviously uh, make it successful only when you experiment it. If you keep thinking about it and you don't actually execute, you're not going to derive any benefit. So it's important that you pilot it. Now, how do you pilot? There can be various approach. One could be that you create groups in your school and ask each of the group to solve one problem. Like let's say one group of teachers will solve how to generate assessments with AI with a great prompt. So let them work on that. Let one group of teachers work on making personalized learning accessible in class. Give them that problem and give them the tool Google's Learn Your Way. Ask them to experiment more with it. And then at the end, train other teachers on how to use it efficiently and what is the best way to use it and what should be our focus for now. So that way you can create groups and maybe you can, have AI champions in your school itself. So you have these competitions within your school to reward people who are using AI in their day-to-day activities. It could be related to teaching preparation. It could be related to admin work. And when you do this, you build a culture. So it doesn't seem like a forced culture, forced activity for any teacher. Rather, everybody will start enjoying it because when they see the benefit that, oh, I used to create assessments taking 4 hours and now I can create it, within a second because I have a prompt now ready. I can always customize it quickly and give it to AI. Similarly, I used to feel that these concepts are very boring in classroom, but now that I've started using Learn Your Way, and I know that my students are interested in XYZ activity, I made today's class great fun. So reward such champion teachers who are experimenting with AI and making making the learning experience much more better. Let teachers demonstrate their AI-led solutions to other teachers in the schools. So this way you do a pilot and then you start promoting whichever area you feel seems to be most successful and most in demand. uh, Focus on that for the next 1 month and then move on to the next ladder, the next area where you would want AI to be used. So remember this 3P framework that we have just seen, that you will prioritize, you will pilot, and then you will start promoting on whatever is done first. And of course, while you make teachers to do all of this, it's very important that you also integrate AI into your school curriculum because, of course, the best way a teacher or anybody in the world learns is by teaching it anything that you want to learn. So there's a famous quote that if you want to master something, teach it. And when you have AI in your curriculum, of course, the teachers naturally will be inclined to learning it, to understanding what are some of the advancements, how does it really work, what are the tools out there, what should students use, and that naturally builds a culture of mastering through teaching. So on that note, congratulations everyone. You've taken the first step to be an AI skilled educator. And I'm very glad that you all took an hour on a weekend to join today's session and participated actively throughout. Very happy to see that. On a concluding note, I would like to know from you what did you learn new today and how do you plan to use it? And then I'll hand it over to Garima for the closing notes and the feedback. And I'll move to the Q&A once all the you know teachers have shared their thoughts. What did they learn new today? And how do you plan to use it in your school? Whether you like the prompt part, whether you like the tools, any specific tool that you liked, or did you like the idea on how to implement in your school?
Till the time we are getting the responses, I will take a moment and thank you that because of you, we were able to get to know so much about AI. Again, even me, I did not know about many tools like I am not a teacher, but then still knowing about these tools like Defeat and UPT are that was amazing. This was really an insightful session. I think all of the audience agrees with me. Um, yeah,
Glad to know that. My pleasure, Karima.
yes, I think people are saying that it was a very helpful session for teachers and students. We have planned to use Defit, learn your way. Okay. So yes, we have many responses in the chat window. All of us have learned a lot from you. Thank you so much once again. We will take the questions in a while.
Yeah, sure. Okay, while I think people are sharing their thoughts, I'll take a few questions. Garima, is that fine, or you
Yes,
would?
okay, yeah, yeah. So, okay, one of the questions is ChatGPT 100% right now?
That's a very controversial question, of course, and controversial I say because a lot of stress is around using leveraging AI, but at the same time, it cannot be 100% accurate at times. So it's getting quite better compared to last, 1 year, and especially in the last 3 months, it has got much more better. It is able to derive the live latest updated information for you. But if you're working on some very sensitive information, very critical data, it is always get to best to get it validated.
Thank you for your response, Madhav. We have a question from Vikram who says videos are limited in generation in unpaid versions. So can we go around that somehow?
Uh, Unfortunately, a lot of tools are there in the market right now which allows you to create videos also, but they require credits after a certain point of time, paid credits, because it takes immense amount of computing capability for the organization who is building such products, and hence they are not made free for use right now. The reason tools like GPT and Gemini they're free right now is also because they're learning through us the kind of inputs that we give, what kind of outputs we acknowledge is good. So they're learning from us and they're currently building a habit. I think lot of us are already habitual using it, and they're learning from our responses. Hence they're free, and because the computing capability is much lesser in text, hence videos are paid. So no way around it. Of course, there can be some free credits initially.
Uh, Thank you again, Madhav. We have some comments from Vikram again. He says that already most of these he's using except the Google. Okay, then we don't have any questions. Okay, yeah, one more. So Ishrat is asking, what about Perplexity Pro? I heard that that is better than ChatGPT. So
Uh, in some aspects, it is said to be generate better responses than ChatGPT. But again, as I said, like I said for Gemini also, Gemini was not that good a few months ago, but it has come to much better stand today. And the the edge that it has taken is with respect to image generation. So Perplexity definitely is giving a tough time to all these tools out there. But these tools are always evolving. So it's a matter of next 3 to 6 months how we see that, which tool becomes the best. And like a lot of people are saying right now, we are in this AI bubble where a lot of organizations are currently exploring, experimenting. And it could be by 2027 that we know who is the clear winner right now. So keep experimenting till you get the best outcome.
yeah, I think these are the questions that we had. Now I will take just 2 minutes to explain about lead group to the audience. Just and before I start that, thank you so much, Madhav, for taking out time again. To you as well, on a weekend, you took out time and you explained this all AI thing in a very, very informative way and in a simple way, which was easier for everyone to understand, I believe. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Uh, yes,
Thank
I
you very much.
just take 2 minutes to explain, to introduce Lead Group to the audience. So, Lead Group is the number one school edtech company in the country. And what do we offer? We offer learning systems to schools. What a learning system is? A learning system is an integrated system which includes curriculum, pedagogy, and technology. Our motto is to provide excellent education, to make it accessible and affordable to each and every child of the country. To give you a sense of our reach, there are some numbers present on the screen. We are present in more than 400 cities of the country, and we have successfully partnered with 8,500 plus schools, and we work with 60,000 plus happy teachers and 36 lakh plus students. What do you get when you partner with us? Uh, you get world-class books, you get audiovisual learning systems, smart TVs, etc. You get student activity kits. There are three kinds of products that you can choose from. We have Lead Learning System, we have Pinnacle Plus Learning System, we have Propel Learning System. These are all customizable according to the needs of your school. To know more about this, you can call on the number given on your screen. You can take a screenshot of this screen. You can also mail us at partner@leadschool.in, or you can visit our website. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And we would request, last but not least, uh, we have shared a link for your feedback in the chat window. Please take the feedback, take the survey, and let us know how you found the webinar. I hope it was insightful. Thanking everyone for taking out time on a Saturday and being here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madhav. Once again, thank you, Rohit, and everyone present in the audience. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend all.
You too, Madhav. Thank you.